feds are doing what feds do. More bot news. Your DNA? Google wants it. Electric cars? We'll tell you who wants them. Speaking of cars, you know what yesterday was. All that and your calls coming up next.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, Technologic.
Live from studios in Self Hall on the beautiful campus of Jacksonville State University, it's the Hey Techies Show. Now, here are your hosts in chairs that should have been thrown out years ago, Michael and Bruce.
Welcome into the Hey Techies Show. Bruce is almost speechless, but I don't think it's going to last very long.
I'm giddy.
Yes, he is. Welcome into Bruce, and welcome into the Guru.
Good evening, folks. How are y'all doing?
We're doing well. I'm doing well. I don't know about
Fantastic. As
Bruce
always.
is always doing fantastic. You know that. Well, if you've been listening any time at all to the Hey Techies Show, you know what this show is all about. We talk tech news and any kind of thing that sort of touches tech in one way or the other, and some things that might not even do so, depending on what we get on. Sometimes we have a guest. Tonight we would have had a guest, but we ran into a little problem. Apparently, our guest got pulled over, I guess, and was unable to attend. He was detained. Now, we were supposed to have Larry Mack of the famed NASCAR, but unfortunately, things didn't work out. Some schedules didn't line up.
Couldn't get here.
So we're
going to
get
left
him
turns.
Yeah, he could only only take left turns and couldn't find us. No, but it was regrettable. He sent a very nice email and just regrettable couldn't do it. But we're going to reschedule. So we'll let you know about that. That'll be coming up. Something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, but you can call us at 256-782-5600 if you want to be on the show, because we do have a full packed show tonight.
The Guru is standing by.
The Guru will be standing by.
Or sitting by.
We'll be sitting by. That's a good point. We'll be watching the phone to light up.
Absolutely.
And of course, Bruce is loaded for bear tonight.
Absolutely.
He's 1 foot out the door, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, no doubt.
So
you can.
it's gonna be good times.
You can also watch us on HeyTechiesShow.com. We have a live feed there tonight, as we do every night. And,
every Thursday.
You can find. Yeah, I'm sorry, that is a good point. I said that every night we're on, which are Thursdays. That's right. We have a live feed, so you can watch us there, and that also will tell you, Hey Techies Show. I almost say that every time.
Hey Techies.
I know. HeyTechiesShow.com you will be able to find all the information you need to know about the Hey Techies Show. So the number again is 256-782-5600. And
don't forget about the email as well. If you don't want to call or can't call,
questions at HeyTechiesShow.com.
Guru is reminded me.
You can go to our Facebook page.
That's right. Submit a question there.
On Twitter.
Absolutely. Right. Twitter too.
Send up smoke signals. We might not see them too well from inside the building.
That's right. That's right.
So, before the show, we were talking, and we were trying to figure out schedules for the next 2 months. And there's going to be a lot of events coming up as far as games and parades and all that. I was going to wait to make an announcement, and I figured, well, I guess tonight would pretty much be it to make this announcement, and then we could follow up with the review after.
Sure.
After, because during that whole time we're not going to really be able to have a show.
He's getting something.
So I have kept this for a couple weeks from you guys, and was planning on keeping it for about another 3 weeks. But I know lately I've talked about my disgust with Verizon.
Okay.
Do you see where this is going yet?
Yes.
And
he's switching companies.
I'm switching to Project Fi.
Project Fi.
Project Fi.
Really?
Project Fi.
Well, I will be interested to know how well that works.
And I will
out
be
for
getting the new Nexus 6P.
you. Oh my goodness, Nexus 6P.
So I know that I know you wanted that phone. And,
Yeah, I'd like to see it for sure.
And I will let you know how it is. With a heavy heart, I will move past HTC. I was really looking.
Well, let's hope you don't want to move right back.
Well, I love HTC. I was looking forward to the H10 or the 10 M10. Sorry, so many things now. So I was looking forward to the M10.
Right.
Good thing is the 6P does have front-facing speakers. I'll compare those to my current ones.
Well, how about for those who don't know what Project Fi is?
That's a good point.
Okay, so Project Fi is something that Google's doing, and I've had an invite for a while, and I think they actually, I don't know if they still have it available, but immediate invite approval. But basically, it uses T-Mobile and Sprint's networks and Wi-Fi, and it will swap to whichever is the best signal. And you basically pay for what you use. You get unlimited talk, text, and messaging, talk, text, SMS, all that stuff. You get unlimited that for $20, and then you basically pay $10 for each gig that you use. So say you say I'm going to pay the $20, and then I want a 2 gig plan on that, so that's $40 a month. Well, say you only use 1.2 gigs that month.
Yeah,
they credit you back the difference, so you would get an $8.
So if you
credit.
buy 2 gigs, you're getting 2 gigs, whether you use it or not. I mean, you can use it later.
Yeah, well, I mean, they credit you back.
Oh, they give you money back.
Yeah, so say if I paid the $40, and they're like, well, you only used, $32 worth of service. So
it's like those pretty much pay as you go in a way. Because you're going to get what you do not use, or it's almost like you supplying power to the power company with your solar panels, and you get back money in a way, whatever you don't use, or if you use too much, then you have to pay whatever.
So what about the devices? How much do you have to? Are they?
So right now, the only devices that work with it are the Nexus 6, the Nexus 5X, and the Nexus 6P.
Only Google devices.
Only in pure Google. So
pure
that's
Google.
one thing.
A pure Google experience.
Yes.
Well, that's one thing I'm kind of excited about. I'm gonna miss the HTC UI, the Sense UI.
So you may have said it, but what networks are they going to be piggybacking on?
Sprint, T-Mobile, and Wi-Fi. So
so they're going to heavily try to push you to Wi-Fi for Wi-Fi calling.
I mean, if it's available and it's the best service,
I didn't mean it that way.
It has a Qualcomm. I think it's Qualcomm chip in it. And that's the reason why only those phones work. Because only those phones have the chip in them right now to be able to seamlessly swap between all 3 of those networks. T-Mobile phones have them where they can swap between T-Mobile and Wi-Fi. So I'm kind of curious what the experience is going to be, but I'm done with Verizon.
I would almost do T-Mobile, but just the coverage is a problem.
Well,
I'm just
is it worth doubling your bill to make a phone call right then? Or can you wait 5 minutes?
Oh, is that what T-Mobile does?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, as far as coverage goes, you could probably wait 5 more minutes, and you'd be within a T-Mobile coverage area.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you needed
and I figure,
it,
basically, I have 2 networks that
there's only a few places that I drop, and I'm expecting to drop because it's over a mountain. I mean,
and that's with Verizon.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care who you have. You're going to drop right there.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you had an analog phone and you still had an analog signal somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, and some of that's understandable that you're just
White Scout Mountain. There's 2 places you can forget it. I mean, if you don't want a signal, you can just camp out right there, I guess, on the side of the road, and that'll be one of those shows. You see where they drive everywhere up to find.
So I sat for a while making this decision, and then I was just like, going for it, doing it. So. My phone will come in next month because the phone ain't even out yet.
Yeah.
So
I'm so envious.
We'll see.
Not from the bad way. I'm just excited for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I'm excited, but I hope I enjoy it. I will definitely. And I will give us
a full review.
I will give a full, honest review.
He will. He will. Yeah.
But we'll see.
I just noticed something. We're still in the dark, Guru.
We still are.
I know.
What in the world
I'm over
happened?
here in the dark.
What happened about that?
So if you're a Google Fi, or excuse me, Project Fi user right currently, give us a call. Let us know what you think about it so far, and if not, then you'll hear what I have to say about it, and maybe more people will switch. So it's exciting. It's exciting and scary times for me because I'm leaving something that's so comfortable, something that I know, something that I've had.
It's a phone. Come
I know,
on.
yeah, but still. It's one of those, I had unlimited everything pretty much. And
Pretty much.
And giving it up because I don't agree with Verizon. I'm a man of action. Hey Techies Show. Be right back.
Tech questions? We have answers. Give us a call, 256-782-5600.
Looking to cure that sweet tooth of yours? Mad Hatter Cupcake Shop is now proudly serving the Jacksonville area at their new location at 16 Public Square on the Square. Mad Hatter is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 9 p.m. and they are closed on Sunday and Monday. For additional information, be sure to check out their Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Mad Hat Cupcakes, and their website, www.madhatcakes.com.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Jacksonville Bookstore offers supplies for school all throughout the year. From books to binders, pencils to Scantrons, Jacksonville Bookstore has it all. They are open Monday through Saturday with convenient hours and location on 302 Mountain Street Northwest in Jacksonville. To find out more, like them on Facebook or call 256-435-7407. Jacksonville Bookstore, a proud patron of WLJS.
Jacksonville Tan is a proud patron of WLJS, serving Jacksonville and surrounding areas since 1987. At their location at 115 Francis Street East, next to Walgreens. Jacksonville Tan knows a thing or two about healthy glow, offering 16 tanning beds and virtually no wait times. A great tan is never out of the question. For more info, call them at 256-435-1770.
Gamecock Auto Spa, a part of the Extreme Auto Spa family of car washes located at 1011 Pelham Road South in Jacksonville, is ready to clean your car and get it back to looking like new. Gamecock Auto Spa offers different washes with a foam bath, tire cleaner, clear coat sealer, wheel cleaner, and much more at affordable prices. JSU students, military, and senior citizens receive a special deal with a valid ID. For more information, the number is 256-403-0905. Gamecock Auto Spa, a proud patron of WLJS.
Hey, I'm Rick from the Rick and Bubba Show. Hey, celebrating 40 years of great college radio from Jacksonville State University is 92J. You know, I was here on the air from 1985 to 1989, and you're listening to WLJS in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Welcome back to the Hey Techies Show, and Bruce has one more thing he wants to add, I think, to his phone, and then we got a question we're going to bring up.
So,
Bruce?
so another thing about the phone, I was telling y'all during the break that I think people should know is they gave you an option to buy the phone outright because, as you know, most companies are getting rid of subsidizing. Well, everybody's getting rid of subsidizing phones. So you could pay for the phone outright, or you could just basically make it part of your bill for the next 24 months. And it was actually 4 cents cheaper to pay for the phone over 24 months. So I was going to buy it outright, and I was like, oh, why not? I'll just go ahead and get the 4 cents cheaper, and you can pay it off at any time. But another thing that kind of concerns me about the phone is that it's Huawei.
Yes, Huawei.
So if you don't know anything about Huawei, they're a Chinese national company. They have some amazing products they're doing. They have some amazing tech, and I think they're going to be a major player in the tech industry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no question. They're definitely up and coming.
As long as they can get consumer trust. So, and they've got the new what is it, Google Sense? Is that what's the fingerprint? What are they calling it?
Yeah.
And it will do it in like 600 milliseconds or something like that. It'll unlock your phone. So,
Right.
you know how I feel about that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So we'll
More
see.
security.
Yeah, we'll see. And so it's exciting, but still,
Yeah, it
like I
is.
said, it's scary at the same time. So we got a question.
Yes, we do. And Guru's going to read our question to us.
Jason.
Yeah, a question from Jason. Hi, my name is Jason. I recently went from Verizon contract to Verizon prepaid. I had an iPhone 5S on Verizon contract, and I bought a Moto E for Verizon prepaid.
Yeah.
This Moto E phone works great for the money. I want to know what are the big differences between the cheaper prepaid phones and the more expensive contract phones. The prepaid phones seem to work nearly as well. Thank you for answering my question, Jason.
So I'll let you start off with the answer on your opinion on that.
Well, as far as the Moto E, I don't have that one. I do have the Moto X, Jason, and I do like it. Of course, it's almost off a contract now. I will say this. I don't know that now there's much difference anymore. I mean, they both have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
The coverage, you're going to get pretty good coverage, especially if you're connected on the Verizon network.
Yeah.
I think if it works for you and you don't have an issue with it,
Then save the money.
Then you're saving the money. That's great.
Yeah, really the big thing is the difference between, now don't get, some of the listeners out there, don't get confused with like some of the smartphones,
Right.
air quotes, that TracFone puts out. They're like, oh, I got a smartphone now.
Right.
It's just cheaply made altogether. But I think we're talking about, he's looking for like the flagship phone versus your middle of the road phone, and usually your middle of the road phone is going to be your best fit for most users. But
Yeah.
the flagship phones is the company saying this is our best product,
Right.
this is our new innovations, and think of it like I don't know if you played any of the Madden games. You know, they would always put the newest feature into this year's Madden, and it would make it down to the NCAA football games.
Right.
So kind of something like that is kind of the way I look at it. They don't.
And like last year's Madden game ends up in like the 999.
Well, yeah, yeah. There you go. So,
I mean,
you know, if you don't have to have snappy processing, if you're not, and a big thing like mobile games,
Right.
you know, if you're not watching, now the big thing is going to be 4K media. You know, you don't have to have a screen for that. So a lot of the difference between your flagship and your mid-range phones is mostly that's the company saying this is the best of what we have right now. And to follow up on his second question with the did I get a case yet?
I was about to read that.
Since my phone stays thirsty, I have not gotten a case yet. They've given me credit to get a case.
Oh.
They gave me like 50% off plus $50 worth of Google Play Store credit.
Better get you a life proof.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's their protection thing?
Whose protection thing?
Google's.
Yeah, I know the
Nexus Protect or whatever it is.
Like
so I'll do that. I think it's
what is that?
I think it's $89
I did see that.
for 2 years.
Right.
I'll definitely do that.
And not to mention, there's a different phone too, the 5. And the prices are
yeah.
different
Oh,
for
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So the protection's not quite as much, I think. It's a little less.
And really, I was talking about it with somebody the other day, what you pay Verizon, or really you're paying Verizon to pay Assurion
Right.
to insure,
Right.
is more than twice the price of what you're paying.
And let's
for
not
this
forget,
coverage.
I mean, don't forget, there's Square Trade too. So you got to throw that in there. There's other places that do this. Now, you can go out and find your own insurance, and some of it can be cheaper.
Yeah.
It may be that you bundle it together, you get a cheaper rate. If you're going to do iPhone, though, I highly suggest sticking with the new program. I think it's going to work out better in the long run for you because you're going to get it from Mac.
Yeah,
and I think it's probably going to be a better deal.
Yeah, if I was an Apple user, and I would not even go to a cell phone store. I would just go and get it from them. You're paying per month. It's
the only thing with Jason, I don't know which version you have, but that's not a bad phone actually, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm saying that that's a pretty good deal because it does have it has a micro SD card slot. If you have the version 2, I don't know if which gen you have.
And see, I'll be
and it comes with
that.
Lollipop.
Cool.
At least the ones right now do. Now I saw where that was. You can buy it right from the site. $119. I think.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's not bad for getting into a phone.
Yeah, a lot of this with your phone is kind of like when people ask, what kind of computer should I buy? It's like, well, what do you plan on doing with it? If you're just planning on making calls, text, stuff like that, then don't waste your money.
Yeah,
no.
the basic your Facebook, your Twitter apps, SMS, MMS, that stuff's gonna work on any smartphone.
Yeah,
right.
And now, if you're gonna play like hardcore latest games, it may be a consideration to get a more flagship level phone.
Plus, with the problem with Google and carriers too is you've got to look at how long are they going to support upgrading this phone.
Because
you may be stuck with whatever version.
That's true.
But if you pay $120, even up front, if you divide that cost over say
if you just do it 2 years or whatever, or even a year.
What's your cost per month? It's not that much for the device.
Well, $10.
Yeah. But look at it that way too.
If I was on a carrier right now, I would buy an unlocked phone. I would not buy.
And I know that's the way to go. Everybody
phone,
can't do
period.
That. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
some people can't come up with that kind of cash.
Well, no, everybody's having to buy that now.
No, that's true. I mean,
everybody's having to outright pay for a phone.
Yes, that's true, but they're still doing it monthly, not having to do it up front. Used to
get a credit card 0% interest.
I
for 24
know,
months.
I agree, but used to they strung you along. You didn't see, you were paying for it. You just really didn't see the payment. I think that's what's changed.
I just don't. Man, these salespeople are going to have a hard time now.
I think
it's
they
like,
are.
Why should I go through you?
So because I mean now Apple's doing it and Google's doing it in a big way.
Yeah.
And you can't argue those. And then you've also got Moto X. Motorola's been doing it for a while with the Moto X.
Yeah. And we've got to bring this up for Andrew Ware, who's at the
and
beach.
Windows is doing.
So that's the thing. The new Windows phone has the chip in it to be able to go on Verizon's network,
correct.
but because Microsoft won't play by Verizon's rules,
right?
And they're not a big enough player like Apple to say, well, we're controlling our updates. Verizon's like, well, you're not allowed on our network.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
And to me, I'm not even a Microsoft phone user, but I'm like, I'm final straw. I'm done with Verizon.
That.
I'm done.
They must have financial reasons that they've just got to do that. I mean, I don't think it's
because
just
they
being
put
mean.
all their junkware on it.
Well, that's true too. But then again, they've had that same issue with the Moto X. They told them they could. The only thing they really had on there is that Verizon mobile stuff or connected my Verizon and that that stupid
I'm sure they got NFL
out.
See, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that now.
Verizon, take the NFL app off, please. Kill it.
So
it stinks, man. I'm sorry, I hate that thing.
I just realized something.
What's that?
Bruce switching off of Verizon. We're gonna have no more rants about Verizon.
Well, I would go.
We'll still have rants. I'm like, see, that's the reason why.
Maybe not as many.
That's the reason.
Okay,
why
Jason says his does not have a lollipop. It is the previous version. It does have a micro SD card. I thought the previous one did. Oh, it cost $60 at Walmart. Well, sweet,
nice.
So you did get a good phone. That's a good deal, Jason. I agree. I mean, if that's all you need it for,
yeah. Well, one thing,
and it might still be a good phone for some other things, maybe beyond what you need it for. I tell you what, for what I use a phone for, I can guarantee you that would serve me because I might have 4 apps on my phone that didn't come on it. I just don't. I'm not a big app. I mean, I got some. It does what I do. I call, text. I take pictures. If I could get photos from Google on there, to call, text. That's it for me.
See, I'd say that's my biggest thing is photo and videos.
Yeah. And see, I don't do much video with my phone, and occasionally. I just don't do a lot.
Okay, he's also asking now on this email. This is the same email about, do we know
people sell cases for it. See, now here's where it falls off. This is where Apple has really done everybody a number because you go to the store. there's 900,000 slots for whatever version iPhone and whatever version they're selling, and 3 slots for all the other products. I mean, it just is what it is. It's because the market is the way it is. Everybody's going to make more profit making for Apple. I understand the concept. I'm not against it. But I deal with it too. I struggled to find anything for my Moto X. You could find it, but you were down to 3 choices. I mean, that's ridiculous. So you are
white, gray, or black.
Yeah, right, Jason. So that is a problem.
And I don't know exactly what his requirements are for a case, but I just went and did a quick little Google search, and first result was Amazon.com, and they do have Moto E cases.
Now, see, that's
most of them around $10.
Right. You can get one online, and that's what I was going to suggest. That search online, because locally that's a problem. I mean, it has been for me. Now, if I got an iPhone, I'd be set. I could get any color, any shape, any style, any combination.
And if you want like the life proofs of the world or the otter boxes, you may have trouble with those.
You're going to have to go with that's where having a flagship phone.
Right. The flagship phone will give you that. Yeah. The other thing, Jason, real quick, is I just remembered, check in those little things in the mall, the little sometimes they have a
little kiosk
in the mall. Sometimes they sell stuff like that for these off-brand. Well, I don't want to call yours an off-brand phone because it's not.
It's not a flagship phone.
Yeah, probably not a flagship, but Moto E or Moto X is in the same boat still with this because, like I said, I have the Moto X several generations ago, and I still have this problem. So,
well, Jason, if you're not too far into your Verizon contract, you may want to consider Project Fi. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But thank you so much for your email, man. We really appreciate it. And
now, he did say Verizon, right?
He went from Verizon contract to Verizon prepaid.
To Verizon prepaid. So he's on prepaid.
Man. Oh, I didn't look at prepaid for Verizon to see if I'm sorry, I'm done with
I will say Verizon has the best coverage in our area, Northeast Alabama.
Oh, Verizon's got the best coverage, period.
Yeah.
There's hands down, which have you heard Comcast is planning on grouping up with Verizon?
We have just blown up. We've just blown up our notes. I'm going to tell you. That's good, though.
But, Comcast is planning on, they may start becoming a wireless provider, jumping on Verizon's network. I don't really know how that's going to work out. We'll see. So I would be surprised if the FCC allows it anyway, because you got 2 of these huge providers of opposite services, but they let AT&T and DirecTV.
True.
So we can get into more of cable companies and internet.
Speaking of what
stuff later.
Speaking of what, I apologize, man. I've still got this sinus. I don't care what I take; it doesn't matter. Speaking of the feds clearing things, and I don't remember if this was where this was at in my list here, but anyway, long story short. Did you see where Yahoo? No, I don't want one of those. Last time I sounded like I was drunk coming back from break. You remember that? That man, goodness, was awful. I had to edit out of the show we put on the podcast. There's no way I was letting that come on there.
Fisherman's friend.
Yeah, it was good, but
woo, clear you up.
Man, I'm glad that happened before Steve got on the show. He would have said, "Man, who in the world are we talking to?" The drunk guy. Change it to the drunk Hey Techies Show. That was bad. Anyway, long story short, but Yahoo has come to an agreement again, second time, with Google to share some services, like do some ad sharing and some other things.
Well, Yahoo needs all the help it can get right now.
Yeah, I know, and it needed it before, but the feds denied it previously.
Oh.
Okay, they denied the deal, and now it's back again to see if the deal will work. I have it here, and I'll have to find my notes.
I think I found it. So,
see, and I hate it. I hate Yahoo. But I like their CEO, Marissa Mayer, because she came from Google, and
that's right. She came from Google, yeah.
And I've done some research on her in the past, and I really like her as a person and what she did at Google and what she's done for Google, and plus just being a woman in the field. To me, it's like I want her to be successful, but that means Yahoo being successful. And I really don't want Yahoo to be successful. But then maybe I should, because then it creates more competition and get better products. But
No, Daniel Mathangani. Bruce is not going T-Mobile. He is going off the grid, so to speak. It's a whole new deal. He just messaged me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he must have missed what you were saying.
Yeah. So give it to the
short.
The guy, the one guy talking sports to the other two guys. It's Project Fi through Google. They use
look it up.
They use
Google it.
It'll be in the show notes.
Sprint, T-Mobile, and Wi-Fi. So
yeah.
I figured it was a good alternative than going with a major carrier.
Sticking it to them.
Maybe. I sure hope so. I'm excited and nervous.
Well, anyway.
Exciting, scary times.
Yeah.
I'll say that about a billion more
now
times.
there was a breaking thing today, Guru, and actually our boss.
What was breaking?
I'll tell you a second.
We need some breaking news like bumper music right here.
Yeah, breaking news.
He says on behalf of all of us, still with the V, we'll miss him. The capital V. That's good.
The check mark. The check
oh
mark.
my goodness. Yeah, the check mark. Oh gosh.
And I was not one of the data hogs that they say. It was just I was grandfathered.
Oh, here we go. Golly. Okay.
I hate you,
let's move
Verizon.
on.
We'll move on. We'll never have a show if we don't move on.
You.
It'll be the
It's a bitter breakup.
Bruce hates Verizon show. Anyway.
It's a bitter breakup.
iOS 9.
I'm sure we got a Taylor Swift song. For that.
Well, there was an iOS 9.1 update, but there also is El Capitan update, 10.11.1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's one of those dot ones. But what it is, I don't know if you knew this, but
I still don't know what we're talking about.
Hold on, I'm telling you. Early on, Office 2016,
Yep.
I'm sorry, was having a problem on the new El Capitan. It was crashing.
Yeah.
And Microsoft had done an update, but they already said that their update was not going to fix it. Apple was going to have to do an update, and Apple's come out with a release today. So if you're having issues with that and you have El Capitan, go out and get the update because it's supposed to fix. So if you have Office 365 and you've downloaded 2016, or if you have 2016 bought outright, Office 365, then you're going to need this. Now, a lot of people, I don't know how many's really updated to El Capitan yet. I'm sure there's a good many.
I have not.
Well, I haven't. I don't even know if I got anything that will. So,
but the bigger news is iOS 9.1
Yes.
because 9.0 has been out. When did it come out? Like a month or so ago?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Then they came out with a .0.1. And these dots, it's just anyway, it reminds me too much of work because we get all these dot releases and patches.
9.0.1.
Anyway.
come on, you got to love it. You got to love it.
You had 9.0, 9.0.1, 9.0.2, and all the dot releases, those two were just patches, bug fixes, and whatnot. 9.1 is more patches and bug fixes. There's if you go look at the release notes, there's 13 different bullet point items that Apple points out,
Yes.
and 11 of those 13 are actually bug fixes.
Yes.
But some people are still having issues with 9.1.
I
Somebody
know
we
I
work
am.
with put something on Facebook late today, and I didn't even realize it'd come out. And they told me it came out this morning. They installed it, and they're still having issues with their phone.
I'm going to have to.
You're
now-
too busy working.
Oh, you talking about they're having issues with their phone? I'm having issues
Yeah.
with the first Mac iPad Mini.
But
Sorry,
here's
iPad Mini.
here's the advice from the guru with any, and this is not just Apple releases. This can go for Microsoft releases. It can go for Android releases. It can go for any releases.
Yeah.
And Bruce over here grinning at me.
I'm thinking Windows 10.
Yeah. Don't take the update the moment it comes out.
Yeah, take it.
Even this is 9.1, and this is like the third release since the 9.0. Don't take it the day it comes out.
Unless you're just that type of person.
Yeah.
And if you are, then just be prepared for problems.
And I am, and I'm prepared, and I wasn't complaining about
Yeah.
it. I figured there would be a problem. I figured my device.
Don't
I
do it
figured
in the enterprise. I'll tell you that.
No, well,
No,
that's
no.
a whole other issue. Of course not.
So,
But we're talking about people's personal
absolutely.
devices.
But if you're a big techie like some of us are,
yeah, and if you are,
and of course, here's one talking who still has Windows 7 on his laptop and a little icon down here to upgrade to Windows 10, and I still haven't done it. So,
yeah.
but that's a whole other.
That's okay.
Technically, this one's a work one.
You still got a year to upgrade.
Technically.
Anyway, just
It's not even my department.
And here's the thing I'm gonna mention about. I'm gonna rant a little bit about Apple.
Oh, here we go.
In the past, it's been several years you've been able to upgrade iOS on the device, provided you had enough free space. You know, if you go to the little settings app, it had the little badge icon with like a number 1, and it would let you know you have an update, and you could go in and say, yeah, install that update. But since 9.0 has been out, now this thing nags you when it's got a release. Say,
yeah,
got a release available. Do you want to?
They're taking the Microsoft approach.
Yeah, install it now, or
it works so well.
Yeah.
You'll say like install now, or like remind me later. And
remind me in 10 minutes.
Well, it's not that bad. But you say remind me later, then it comes up with another screen right after says.
Are you sure?
No, it'll say install tonight, or
or
remind me later. I'm like, I don't want this thing installing on its own.
Man.
I mean, they're just getting that. They're just
well.
nagging.
Speaking of Apple,
anyway,
2015 was their worst year in history for OS X malware. Over a 10-week study by 2 separate organizations, they concluded that there was over 1,400 unique malware samples. And I won't go into what some of the most common ones were, but some of them went through Java, the other ones were through mail. Some were spear attacks, targeting government organizations, and other ones were targeting Bitcoin. So, worst year on record for Apple as far as malware goes. And
wow.
And I said this years ago whenever they had the commercials. It was like, oh, I have an Apple, I don't have to worry about viruses. I was like, well, at that time they had less than 10% of the market share. I was like, I guarantee you right now at that time, I was like, there is a virus that exists. And as they gain market share, then people will take the no do-gooders will take notice, and they'll start making malware specifically designed to circumvent Apple, and that's exactly what has happened. And the more market share they get, the worse it'll become. So,
yep,
the stuff that they could tout before was because it was obscure. It was security through obscurity, pretty much. Which, if you know anything about security, that's not security. So that was kind of really Apple's approach. I mean, not just, I will say, I mean, they had some solid stuff. They still do. But with anything, I mean, it's made by humans. It's going to have bugs. It's going to have ways to get around it. And if it's up to our government, it'll have backdoors.
Speaking of that, we got another article. I don't know if Chris was going to jump on that, but there's Apple removes over 250 iOS apps with ad SDKs that collect personal user data.
Which I thought was interesting.
That's from MacRumors.com.
Yeah, I saw that this week. So
yeah, you posted that. So that ties in with that, because it has, and I think we've talked about this before. This whole myth that they don't get attacked, and that whole thing got started really because
of them marketing it.
Well, they were marketing it, but the other thing is it wasn't worth bothering with. They didn't have a share of the market that anybody would care to do anything.
And now that especially now that it's going in government installations.
Yeah, that's the thing. More. I mean,
big money.
Yeah,
they're after big money and bigger data. I'm not going to go after the home user. I may get $2,000 from them and maybe a social security number that I can sell in a group of other social security numbers for $500.
Right.
So it's not worth my time.
No, it's not really.
But as they gain market share and they're connected to more things, more important things, then it becomes more important.
But I mean, I forgot the latest numbers, but at one time they were moving up
over 9,000.
No, it was like 16 or 17% of the PC market, and I think it's probably up above that. I imagine that's my guess. I haven't looked it up lately, but
okay, Google.
Yeah, that would. I'm sure they would know. Yeah, we could do that.
Siri, call 911.
Here we go. Oh my goodness,
got to get that in every show.
Yeah,
that and Taylor Swift.
Well, if you want to get in on the show,
give us a call,
256-782-5600, and you can get in on the Hey Techies Show.
Or email us.
Yeah, like Jason did tonight. Jason, thanks again so much for the email. We appreciate it.
Questions at heytechieshow.com. We
also
have Twitter and Facebook and tons of other stuff.
We'll be glad to take your call.
I don't really do social media.
Be right back.
Don't go anywhere. There's more in the queue lined up just for you.
Looking to cure that sweet tooth of yours? Mad Hatter Cupcake Shop is now proudly serving the Jacksonville area at their new location at 16 Public Square on the Square. Mad Hatter is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 9 p.m. and they are closed on Sunday and Monday. For additional information, be sure to check out their Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Mad Hat Cupcakes, and their website, www.madhatcakes.com.
Jacksonville Tan is a proud patron of WLJS, serving Jacksonville and surrounding areas since 1987. At their location at 115 Francis Street East, next to Walgreens. Jacksonville Tan knows a thing or two about healthy glow, offering 16 tanning beds and virtually no wait times. A great tan is never out of the question. For more info, call them at 256-435-1770.
Gamecock Auto Spa, part of the Extreme Auto Spa family of car washes located at 1011 Pelham Road South in Jacksonville, is ready to clean your car and get it back to looking like new. Gamecock Auto Spa offers different washes with a foam bath, tire cleaner, clear coat sealer, wheel cleaner, and much more at affordable prices. JSU students, military, and senior citizens receive a special deal with a valid ID. For more information, the number is 256-403-0905. Gamecock Auto Spa, a proud patron of WLJS.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Jacksonville Bookstore offers supplies for school all throughout the year. From books to binders, pencils to scantrons, Jacksonville Bookstore has it all. They are open Monday through Saturday with convenient hours and location on 302 Mountain Street Northwest in Jacksonville. To find out more, like them on Facebook or call 256-435-7407. Jacksonville Bookstore, a proud patron of WLJS.
Celebrating 40 years of great college radio from Jacksonville State University, this is Mike Sandifer. I was on the air here from 1975 to 1976. You're listening to WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Hey Techies Show. So glad to have you in, and Bruce loves that song. I picked some
tonight.
I picked some that he'd like. So
My wife loves that song.
Hey, I've got to do a couple of things tonight. Number one,
tomorrow I will be gone.
Yeah, number one, me and my lovely wife, the lovely Fran Sanders, will be celebrating 17 years Saturday.
Congratulations.
We need one of those little whistle blowers.
Yeah,
we need like the applause.
Yeah.
We're going to get some sound effects one day.
17 wonderful short years.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sure that's what she'd
We saw
say.
many, many, many more.
I'm sure that's what she'd say. Right. But Bruce is going away this weekend. But but because of security reasons, we're not going to tell where, but he's going to go and have some good time. But coming up, that's right. Okay. You can read it on YouTube. Coming up, me and the Guru are going to brave a new area, I guess, if you want to say. We're going to take the Hey Techies Show where it hasn't been before. We're going to trek. We're going to do an what would you call it? On location, yep. I guess. Hey Techies Show. It's not going to be live, but we're going
recorded live.
It is going to be recorded live, but we're going
like
to
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
Except it'll be Sunday.
Hopefully not like that.
Afternoon.
Okay, it is. We're going to have a Sunday night afternoon. What's happening is the robotics teams are preparing to have their first robotics competition, which is actually at Talladega Speedway on the 7th.
Yes,
but November 1st, they get to put their vehicles on a test track. It's the first time.
This is the best competition.
This is the best competition, yes.
That we've had on.
We have them on the show, right? And they will be one of the teams. The Pleasant Valley Robotics team will be one of
Yeah,
them.
we're definitely going to cover them, but we want to talk to some of
That's
the other
right.
ones too, and try to give some more.
So if you know
coverage.
anybody that you know that's going to be there, let them know. The Hey
Yeah.
Techies
Hey
Show is
Techies
going to be.
Show.
We'll be glad to interview them, and they'll eventually will edit that, and they will be on the radio. We don't know what point that's going to run, but we do plan on running our footage. Our footage will be run on YouTube. It's going to be posted at some point.
Awesome.
But we will also edit a package that will run on one of our shows where we're not going to be here. Basically, we're going to run it in place of us having a show. So that's coming up over the next couple of months. And there's some shows where we're just not going to be able to work out having one. So vacations and that kind of thing. So anyway, but that's coming up, and I really think it's going to be big. I'm really excited about it.
Hey, what time will our show play on Thanksgiving? Same time?
Same time.
Yes, the show that I hope to get on Thanksgiving will play at 7, same time.
So if you have a late Thanksgiving dinner, you can listen to us.
Yeah, that's true.
while you eat your
That's
turkey.
coming up in November. So
Well, it was just, and that was kind of the whole thing. That was one of the weeks that I was like, that would be a great week to tell
That's
how
one
this
thing-
Project File's working.
Well, we talked about before we got on air, trying to
we can
try some fresh content, even the weeks that we get preempted for athletics and for
Right.
holidays. So we're going to
Yeah.
try to have some fresh stuff out there.
right, yeah.
Nice.
And there is coming up a date that we plan on being live now, but not on the radio. I've already got approval for this. We're going to be live just on our YouTube channel, okay? So you can still listen to us online and watch us online on those dates, and we'll be
But
letting you.
that's several weeks away.
Yeah,
so,
I know. We'll be
yeah.
letting you know more about it, but that
I
will
have
be coming
no
up.
clue what we're talking about.
Well,
Bruce just shows up. You know,
we're talking about
Yeah,
what's
if-
coming up.
If
in
we
the
talk
future.
about
Bruce,
we
where-
talk about show preparation, these two, man, they work really hard.
Hey,
I can't say I do the same.
And while we're in this, and we're going to cut to some real news here in a second, but we're going to guest this coming up. We actually had a guest scheduled for tonight, but it didn't work out. But this guest, I really feel like it's going to work out. I don't think he.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be neat to listen to him. I mean, a lot of people don't know about him, I'm sure, but I found out he writes for a lot of people. But it's actually he's called Rabbi Jason. He's called the Tech Rabbi.
The Tech Rabbi.
Yeah. So
find out if he knows some Krav Maga.
yeah. So we're gonna have him.
Nice.
This next Thursday.
Exciting.
Yeah. So we'll have
Stay
guests from
tuned
time
for
to time.
that.
That's right. And don't forget about the Hey Techies Show Rewind, which will run every Sunday now at 12. So if you miss something, it's not going to be the show. We're repeating some older shows to kind of get that information back out there, where we probably didn't have as many listeners at that time. So this week is going to be the James Spann interview on Sunday. So be prepared to listen to that if you missed it. Of course, you can also go back to our podcast and listen to those as well. So anyway, so what else you had? There's a couple more stories. I mean, we got a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
We're not
I got
going
a
to get to
ton.
all
I was
this.
going to let you go since I've
Yeah, but you
taken
had
up
something I was
essentially
very
the
interested
first hour.
in.
Was it? Did it deal with cars? No, I'm just kidding. I know.
Actually, I do want to cover that one.
We will later. Do you want to cover it now?
Well, I think we got 9 minutes. Surely we can get it covered in 9 minutes.
So I picked this just because of the title. It says the evil plan has succeeded. The younger generation wants electric cars. So this company did some research for kids aged 14 to 17, and it shows the vast majority of them plan on buying an electric car as their first vehicle purchase. Will it likely happen? Probably not, because most 14 to 17-year-olds, whenever they get their first car, it's whatever their parents get them. But I'm sure at some point, whenever they get ready to purchase their first car, they would like to make the swap to away from internal combustion to completely electric. So, but what was interesting is that 80% of the 14-year-olds intended to buy an electric vehicle. So this was a study that was conducted census-wide on behalf of Go Ultra Low. So before you think this was skewed by some hippie company, know that Go Ultra Low was made up of the leading car manufacturers like Audi, BMW, Nissan, Renault, Toyota, and yes, Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
Who needs to go all electric right now to save them billions of dollars?
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, that's how we're
Okay.
fixing the emissions. Is we're gonna go electric.
Okay.
So it's interesting. And this research was further backed by a futurist. Yes, that's a thing. Who's been doing research since 1991.
A futurist.
Yep. And he's had a very good record on 10-year horizon predictions. And he's got about an 85%. He's 85% accurate, which I would say is pretty accurate on guessing what's going to happen 10 years from now. So
I wonder how many 14-year-olds want to be futurists when they grow up.
I want to be a futurist. I think Elon Musk is a futurist.
Yeah.
He's been in the news.
He puts it into action.
He's been in the news. Some kind of deal about what's the car ranking the magazine?
J.D. Power.
Yeah, or something. They pulled one of his good rankings on the new car or something.
I haven't heard this.
Yeah, it's just breaking. I think today. I know I hate bringing up stuff.
I hate it too.
I like that, but I'm just. I saw a blip about it. You know. Yeah.
So they're taking
Google
back
it.
that
Y'all
100
find it.
They
Google
got
it. We got
back that
another
103 that they gave.
We got another question from
Yeah,
Jason.
I know. I saw that.
He's asking about
And
an antivirus recommendation for his Moto E. Bruce, you got
is there? Do people normally put antivirus on their phone? I can't think.
I mean, you can.
But what would you use? Because see, this I admit my ignorance here. This is something I don't know about. Because here again, we go back to this thing we've been on. I don't know how many times. This is about how you use something really when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
How you browse, what you go to, whether you're risky with it.
So, as far as my personal opinion goes, I don't use anything, and I prefer to not use anything because it's slowing down your phone. There's very few that aren't resource intensive.
Yeah.
Use a lot. But I would stay with your market leaders. And again, you get what you pay for,
Right.
Especially when it comes to antivirus. But as far as what I trust on my PC, my top two are Trend Micro and Bitdefender.
Yeah. So they make one for the phone.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they have usually when you purchase something for your computer now, that includes mobile coverage. Certain packages that they have.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I guess I have seen.
So that would be the two I would recommend. If you don't mind, going Russian, Kaspersky would be the next one. I mean, they're pretty good.
No, I know they know all the viruses because they create them.
They create them, absolutely.
Not Kaspersky, but people over there.
Kaspersky probably does. And didn't we have that on the show? So one of them got caught.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Kaspersky.
Well, you've covered so much. We've all covered so much. It's hard to remember. You have to look it back up on our show.
But yeah, one of those three would be really one of those two. Trend Micro.
But now, my thing is, we've been talking about apps that are sort of been hacked or whatever,
Sure.
or have holes, if you will.
Yeah.
How well are these viruses going to stop? I mean, antiviruses are going to stop you from that. I mean, we talk a lot many times about antiviruses are only as good as you. Sometimes when you do something to X, Y, or Z, be it anything, you invite that in. If you open the door to somebody with an axe outside, you open the door to somebody with an axe outside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that silly beer commercial, but he's got Bud Light. He's got a chainsaw.
Yeah.
There's a point to where you have to say, I'm thinking I'm not going to go to that.
It goes back to if the app is too good to be true, like it's a free app that does something where most reputable apps charge you for.
Yeah.
It's probably too good to be true.
Well, and that's one thing
Kinda
I'd be
thing.
curious
Because
with.
the apps on Android, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
you're
interrupt
fine.
you, but there's really no vetting and approval process, which that's not helped Apple either, because there's been problems with Apple apps too. So just because it doesn't have virus-like activity or have a virus in the app, it still could be getting your data and sending it off somebody.
Well, and that's the thing with Marshmallow, it's going to allow you to turn off what say an app request permission to send or go through your phone book, even after you say accept, you can go back in there and turn that off.
So,
Yes.
our recommendation would be
Nothing.
Our recommendation would be nothing. But if you feel like you need this, then there are companies that do make a product that you can put on your phone, and it would be just as simple as like the ones you just named.
Yeah, and that I would look at, since that's something you're going to have on your phone, look at something that would pair with other devices that you have.
So there you go.
Cover that. So, but other than that, I would just say don't let it use their resources, and you'll kind of know too if some viruses are going on, because you'll notice your phone's dying quicker, or it's getting hotter. Or, it's a device that's always on you, so you're going to have a little bit more monitoring on, unless you just don't care and you're like, oh, my phone's hot, whatever.
Right.
Stupid thing.
Yeah, no, my phone does that. It's done that several times, but it's not based on that. Most of what my problem has been is searching for a carrier when I'm out somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And it can't get to it.
That's one thing Verizon does. It turns up that radio.
Yeah, it does do that. You are right. So anyway.
I hate Verizon.
Oh, here we go. Here we go again. Constantly hating Verizon.
Yeah, we've got about a minute left. You want to try to get another Verizon rant in?
Yeah, 30
I
seconds.
mean,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, we've got some more things coming up, folks, so stick with us. Like, we've got drones, some drone information. The Fed is
cybersecurity bill.
Fed's cracking down on them drones.
Yeah, and the question, should they be? And those kind of things. We still got more Apple stuff, and iFixit tear down. And a lot of information out there. How about BlackBerry? You heard about them lately?
Who?
Well, we've got some information on them if you're interested. And Google, not to forget, I want to get this in, make sure Google, they've got some things going on with Google Ventures, a CEO for Google Ventures. They've come out with some, we've got some other stuff like that. Maybe we'll get in their top 10 tech wish list that Guru put on here. So
stay with us for our
Of course,
dose.
we got picks.
Yep.
Still to
Hack of the
come
week.
later, and Hack of the Week and rumors, so don't go anywhere. We got a lot coming up, no doubt. So we got about a couple of seconds here, so he's going to get it just right.
You can contact us. Contact us 256-782-5600.
That's right, and you can be on the show. And we've already answered a few questions, as many of you probably heard, and Jason was thankful at his nice email. So thank you for listening. The Hey Techies Show will be right back, right after this.
You've listened this long, so stick around for our dose.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Speer. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton spent much of the day facing aggressive questioning by Republican lawmakers about the deadly attack on a U.S. compound in Benghazi, Libya in 2012. Clinton is challenging her GOP critics to, in her words, reach for statesmanship. But NPR's Craig Wyndham reports there were some sharp exchanges today.
GOP Congressman Jim Jordan accused Clinton and other administration officials of trying to cover up evidence that the attack was the work of terrorists by initially blaming the assault on demonstrators angry about a video.
So you can't be square with the American people.
Clinton countered there was no cover-up. She says officials were doing the best they could with the information they had.
The insinuations that you are making do a grave disservice to the hard work that people in the State Department, the intelligence community, the Defense Department, the White House did during the course of some very confusing and difficult days.
The chairman of the panel insists the probe is not partisan, but Democrats on the committee disagree. Craig Wyndham, NPR News, Washington.
The Benghazi committee hearing that began early this morning is just wrapping up at this hour. President Obama is speaking out on the Black Lives Matter movement. NPR's Maura Eliason reports his first comments came during a discussion at a White House forum on criminal justice.
Black Lives Matter is a civil rights group that sprang up in the aftermath of a series of police shootings of unarmed black men. Critics of the group have criticized its name, suggesting it means that the lives of others, such as white Americans or the police, didn't matter.
What they were suggesting was there is a specific problem that is happening in the African American community that's not happening in other communities. And that is a legitimate issue that we've got to address.
Criminal justice reform is one of the issues the president has suggested he will remain engaged in when he leaves office. Mara Eliason, NPR News, Washington.
Representative Paul Ryan is formally announcing his candidacy for Speaker of the House. Ryan saying he believes we're ready to move forward as a united team. The announcement came after Ryan got the backing of all three House Republican caucuses he would need to support him in order to be House Speaker. An attack against the group calling itself the Islamic State in northern Iraq has claimed the life of a U.S. service member. Officials say the raid at a militant-held compound west of the city of Kirkuk was aimed at freeing 70 hostages and was carried out by Iraqi forces assisted by dozens of U.S. Special Operation troops. Defense Department spokesman Peter Cook has more on the outcome of the raid.
One U.S. service member was wounded during the rescue mission, acting in support of Iraqi Peshmerga forces after they came under fire by ISIL. He subsequently died after receiving medical care. In addition, 4 Peshmerga soldiers were wounded in this operation.
Cook said the raid was prompted by reports the hostages were about to be killed. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 320 points. You're listening to NPR.
Technologic.
Fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it.
Welcome back to the Hey Techies Show for hour number dose. So glad to have you in with us. And by the way, if and I assume Jason's still listening, there are a good many antiviruses for the phone. So if you go out there and you just look phone antivirus software, there's a good many. I can't guarantee to what level they're good or not. So you'll just have to, I guess, read about them yourself. So anyway, all right. Now we've had. This is something that has just blown up, and we've talked about it for weeks. And I mean, I kind of hate to beat this, but you know, the news is what the news is. I mean, that's just the reality of it. You know, you got what you got, and the feds have come out, and as you knew would happen. I mean, everybody had to see this coming. There's almost like this big crowd of people demanding that this happen. And then all of a sudden, some of these same crowd, after they get the Fed involved, I think they're a little leery of this happening now, from what I've read. But drones being registered.
What? I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, everybody saw it coming. Drones being registered. And look.
I don't see how they're going to be able to. How are they successfully going to be able to do that?
Oh, I know who that was. It was somebody on another show. It was on the Rick and Bubba show, actually, and it was one of the guys there, and he said it was going to be, they would pry it from his cold, dead hands.
Before he registered it.
Yeah. Now, I know Guru has a whole nother safety take, and he's I don't know how many times he's had a discussion about it. And
yeah,
and his points are very valid. That he has valid points. I still think Bruce is right on many of these levels. Is that we've really got to have, and they may be having a discussion about what is a drone and what is a RC copter or whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's got to be some distinctions between this stuff.
Well, one article I read had to be a certain size UAV or drone for it to be registered. So probably the more lower end ones.
Yes.
May not require this registration, but most of the serious enthusiasts that are not doing now, let me back up.
Okay.
If you're using the drone for commercial purposes, you've already had to register it with the FAA.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for a business and it's a commercial application. This is going more to the enthusiasts, the recreational side is what they're doing. But from what I've read, there's and I've not found what the limit is, if it's what the criteria is where you have to register and when you don't, but it seems to me what I've read, the lower end ones you will not be required to register them.
So what's the point of doing it then?
But the lower end ones aren't going to get a lot of altitude and are not like.
Says who?
I can answer that. The point of doing this is the government has to make sure everything is safe. I mean, that's what we live in a nanny state.
Yeah, but
now.
the thing is,
complete nanny state.
They're not making sure everything's
Well,
safe.
yeah, they are going to.
Only,
it won't matter what the truth is, Bruce. It'll matter that they're doing something.
Yeah,
it's
appearance.
It's
of
more
safety.
like the appearance of anything.
But what I'm saying is they're not making sure everything's safe. Only if it's an expensive one.
I think it's well.
Or a certain size.
I hate to rant on this because it's not
size
about
matter.
Let me quote this. This is an article from Apple Insider talking about this.
Questions at HeyTechiesShow.com.
Yeah, your complaints to Bruce at HeyTechiesShow.com.
Go ahead, Guru.
This is a quote from an article from Apple Insider. With a registration system in place, the government will make drone owners accountable for rule adherence and safe flight protocols. I mean, that's basically that's kind of the motivation behind this. Is you're registering this so the government knows who owns this device, this drone.
Now that's
to where you can be held accountable if you're not following the rules, because you're not supposed to fly it over 400 feet.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to fly it within 5 miles of an airport, and there's certain places like in Washington D.C. proper that you can't fly it.
Sure.
And the FAA is they've got this campaign "No Before You Fly," no drone zone programs. They're trying to get the word out.
I think that's
but
better.
But here's the thing:
an information campaign,
and they're already doing that.
And I agree with that. That's fine.
It's just I'm afraid if they don't clamp down on this and make sure people get the word, then you're gonna have a jumbo jet come down.
Okay, but my thing
and
is,
a lot of people get hurt.
I've registered my drone. Somehow it causes a jet to crash because it's gone in the turbine and it's in a million pieces.
Move to Mexico.
First of all,
run quick.
My drone doesn't have a black box on it.
No,
they're not going to be able to recover anything, and so they're not going to be able to recover serial number or anything like that. And if you think I'm not cheesing it whenever that happens, that I'm out of there, then I mean it's pointless.
I'm not sure
it is
how
absolutely pointless.
I don't know how they would figure it out either. But there may be way. I can't. But there could be something in there that I don't know. I'm assuming there'll be something left.
Have you seen when they have these when these planes, how they have these incidents with planes and plane crashes? I mean, it's amazing what they can.
No, that's true.
What they can figure out from wreckage.
But it just takes them, a year to.
Well,
find
it does.
The Malaysian flight, and that. Yeah, over a year. I'm just saying, you're not gonna say if I have a drone that's and it's not a drone.
If
it's 2 feet.
Here's the thing.
In diameter.
Think of it this way: by making you register your drone, it's basically saying, "Hey, I have read and I've been given this information about the rules that govern where I can fly this device." Just that alone will make some people like, oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, so registering for a driver's license means that you know the rules of the road. Do you think people follow all the rules of the road?
No.
Absolutely not.
But
well, I'm just saying there's no logic here. It's not logical, and it's not going to work.
Well, if you figure out something better, won't you just don't keep it to yourself?
First of all, call it what it is. It's an RC copter.
There's a gentleman, Alexander Howard.
Of Graham Bell.
No, yeah, him too.
Yep.
He wrote a op-ed. I call it an op-ed. I don't know whether I would say that's what it is. It's called "Making People Register Their Drones May Just Create More Problems." Now, from what I gather, his view is just going to be more complicated. From what I gather. It's going to cause his ideas. It's going to cause more problems than that. I didn't read the whole thing, but anyway, it'll be in the notes. So,
yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I found that in an article. The exact specifics on what drones will be included in this registration requirement have not really been. They haven't been fleshed out yet. Apparently, the task force that's been doing this is going to make recommendations next month.
Yeah, I just think people are too quick to get paranoid.
So
about
if you don't want to register a drone, go buy it now.
I
mean,
yeah, I guess
that's one option.
But I don't know.
Oh, okay. One thing he is concerned about is the cost per drone may go up, depending on what you have to do based on
they're going to put
the
a little
regulations.
black box in every single one of them.
That's one of them. Yeah, I don't know.
It's stupid. And the thing about the size thing is stupid to me too, because okay, let's say if it's a 2 foot diameter, let's just throw that out there. Say if it's got 2 foot diameter, then what's to keep me from getting 100 micro drones that have now a 5 foot diameter that can do the same amount of damage?
Yeah, I mean there's no definitive.
That's what I'm saying. This is stupid. This is beyond stupid. This is oh gosh.
Well, what if you were on a passenger jet that took in a drone in the engine? And
Well, it
went
sucks.
Down?
Things happen.
See, I wouldn't want to be on it.
Well, who would want
so
to
I want to
be?
make sure folks know.
But who would
the
want
rules.
to be on a passenger jet that was hit by an RPG because that person didn't register their RPG? It can happen.
I know it can happen, but folks just need to get the word, and the word's not getting out. That's
I would say have more. I mean, if the radar can pick it up, then have something that like those jammers.
This
directional jammers.
Matter of fact, forget I even brought that story up. This thing's terribly written. Sorry. I mean, that headline is stupid.
I don't even know what you were talking about.
I don't either.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Why do we have to move on?
Because they're not drones. They're toys.
Look, Guru has a right, like everybody else, to
I'm
his
not
opinion.
Saying, I mean, I think there's concern. I'm not saying that he's. I mean, he definitely has a right to his opinion, but it's a toy.
Some of them are, and as we talked about, some of them aren't. Some of them could go up to 19,000 feet.
Sure.
Well, that's what they say. I mean, I don't know. I've never flown one myself.
Speaking of toys, did you see this wish list of the top holiday items?
I have not.
Yeah, what's the rundown on that?
On one of those?
Top 15.
Yeah, this is from Mac Rumors. This is not from Mac Rumors. It's a nationwide study conducted by Best Buy on the top gadgets for this.
Let me guess, they're all electronic.
This is gadgets, so yes, it's going to be electronic. The first number one is iPad.
Wow.
I should have went backwards, but oh well. Number 2 is Bose Quiet Comfort 25 noise canceling headphones.
What do I have?
I knew that was coming next. I knew it. He's going to find out. Which one do I have?
Number 3, while he's trying to figure out which model he has, number 3 is a MacBook. Number 4 is a Samsung 48-inch smart 4K Ultra HD television. Number 5 is another sharp 43-inch smart HD TV with Roku. Number 6 is Microsoft Surface. Number 7, the Bose SoundLink Mini Bluetooth speaker. I had no idea that existed. Number 8 is the Fitbit Charge HR heart rate and activity tracker. Number 9, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2.
Mommy, can I have the Fitbit Charge HR heart rate? I mean, that's going to be high on the... Can you... Oh, please, I need it. They say I don't run enough.
Which one did you say, the QC25?
Yes.
That's what I have.
Okay. Yeah, of course you do.
Number 10, the Dyson V6 Absolute Bagless Cordless Vacuum.
Friend, that's what you're getting. The cordless vacuum, I promise. Darling, it's going to be great.
The Vizio 43-inch Smart 4K Ultra HD TV is number 11. Number 12 is the Apple Watch.
How is a TV a gadget? I'm just...
It's a smart TV. It's 4K.
Yeah, but I mean...
That's buzzword, 4K.
To me, a gadget is something that is more compact and has utility.
Well,
this is just a technology wish list.
Yeah.
So where's gadget listed here?
Maybe I added gadget. That's technology. Excuse
Tech
me.
gifts.
Anyway, number 13, the Sonos Play wireless speaker.
Who has that?
Leo Laporte has a lot of those Sonos devices.
Yeah,
but
he has the Leo Laporte credit card.
Yeah. Number 14 is the iRobot Roomba.
Oh, there
vacuum.
we go. All right.
And number 15 on this list is the GoPro Hero 4.
Now,
action
see,
camera.
that would be the number one for my son.
I've got a Hero 3, and it's an awesome camera.
Flip this list. He would take definitely a GoPro.
So
camera.
iPad was number 1?
Yes,
yeah.
iPad. And it's just iPad. I guess they're putting all the iPads in one.
Just an
bucket
iPad. Whatever.
I mean,
and what was number 2? The headphones.
Yeah, the QC25.
So you had the Sonos. I think a good alternative to that would be the Chromecast audio, and you probably already have speakers. And I'm actually thinking about buying one just to see how well they work. I mean, I do have $50 of Google Play credit. I could totally buy one, see how it works.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to have to put myself in timeout for the next segment.
You are.
I am. For that stupid article I brought up.
Stay with us. Hey Techies Show.
Yeah.
If you just found our show, don't touch that dial. There's more Hey Techies Show right after this much-earned break.
Jacksonville Tan is a proud patron of WLJS, serving Jacksonville and surrounding areas since 1987. At their location at 115 Francis Street East, next to Walgreens. Jacksonville Tan knows a thing or two about healthy glow, offering 16 tanning beds and virtually no wait times. A great tan is never out of the question. For more info, call them at 256-435-1770.
Jacksonville Bookstore offers supplies for school all throughout the year. From books to binders, pencils to scantrons, Jacksonville Bookstore has it all. They are open Monday through Saturday with convenient hours and location on 302 Mountain Street Northwest in Jacksonville. To find out more, like them on Facebook or call 256-435-7407. Jacksonville Bookstore, a proud patron of WLJS.
Gamecock Auto Spa, part of the Extreme Auto Spa family of car washes located at 1011 Pelham Road South in Jacksonville, is ready to clean your car and get it back to looking like new. Gamecock Auto Spa offers different washes with a foam bath, tire cleaner, clear coat sealer, wheel cleaner, and much more at affordable prices. JSU students, military, and senior citizens receive a special deal with a valid ID. For more information, the number is 256-403-0905. Gamecock Auto Spa, a proud patron of WLJS.
Looking to cure that sweet tooth of yours? Mad Hatter Cupcake Shop is now proudly serving the Jacksonville area at their new location at 16 Public Square on the Square. Mad Hatter is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 9 p.m. and they are closed on Sunday and Monday. For additional information, be sure to check out their Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Mad Hat Cupcakes, and their website, www.madhatcakes.com.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Celebrating 40 years of great college radio from Jacksonville State University, this is Bob Waldrop, and I was on the air here from 1975 to 1976. You're listening to WLJS in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Hey Techies Show. So glad to have you in. So Bruce is back with us, and the Guru is back with us, of course.
Of course. Not of course. Maybe.
Hey, what about the iFixit teardown? I don't know if you know the iFixit teardown of the new 21.5-inch 4K iMac. They reveal some pretty interesting things, and we're going to cover this pretty quickly. But
because it's Apple News and we don't cover it that
well,
much.
no, that's not true. It's just not a whole lot to cover here. But the point, I think,
I agree. There's not a whole lot. Moving on.
The point of this is, if you're going to buy one, you better get everything you can.
That's what I was going to bring.
There is zero upgrade for this product, and they're all
I'm sorry. This is
way.
rant number maybe 4. Is this the 4th rant of the night?
They're all moving this way.
Anyway, let me just. I'm going to stop for a rant here for a minute, because I understand with the portable devices, not having upgradability because they're trying to make them small and lightweight and portable. My MacBook Air is one of those examples. You can't upgrade it. But the iMac is a desktop computer. It's not designed for portability. And the fact you can't upgrade the RAM, seriously, Apple? Seriously.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm sorry.
Well, this is not This is only
So
getting
Apple,
started.
Apple, I'm sorry, but you got to consult the Hey Techies Show
I mean,
before you release any hardware.
I can kind of understand this, and I know that sounds.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh!
Stop the presses.
I can kind of understand this because as technology gets better, stuff's going to get smaller.
Yeah.
But the
and
problem
more
with Apple is they
powerful.
charge so darn much for this extra RAM. I mean, they'll charge $100 for 8 gigs. I'm like, seriously?
So
to add 8 gigs is like another $150.
Yeah, I mean that means.
I mean, they're making killer margins on this upgrade.
You don't have. I mean, no argument from me. But I mean, I can kind of understand this. It makes some sense to me that this is happening.
I need to check your temperature.
No, I mean it really does because it's not. They don't necessarily want things to be modular. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be.
And the previous generation iMacs were the only thing you could upgrade with any ease was the RAM on the previous generation. That I own one of those.
I mean, I think things should be modular, but with the way that stuff has to be engineered for it to be what they want it to be.
But it's a desktop computer.
I agree with
and
you.
these all. I know it's an all-in-one.
Totally
It's an all-in-one, and Dell makes all-in-ones, and you can upgrade the RAM on those.
Yeah.
You can upgrade the hard drive on those.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
But I guarantee you, as flash media comes, they'll be able to put that straight on the motherboard, and you're going to be stuck with that sized hard drive because it's making it more compact.
Oh yeah. It's definitely going that way.
Well, like I said, I understand on a portable device, a notebook, computer,
They're trying to
or
minimalize
a
things.
tablet or a phone. That's fine. I understand that.
But how long are you
that
keeping
argument
it anyway? 3 years?
No. My last iMac, I used it for 6 years.
Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying here? How long you keep it for? 3 years? That's how long Apple wants you to keep it for.
I'm keeping it a lot longer than that.
Well.
I'm on a fixed income.
Yeah. Sure.
Speaking of Apple, as we usually do on the show, because they're they're a big deal.
We talk about Apple
almost every show, Guru. You have to.
We're sorry.
I mean, the news is what it is. Apple has been ordered to pay University of Wisconsin $234 million in a patent lawsuit on the A788 chip.
Did we not get to this last week?
This was on last week's list. It didn't make it. So
yeah, I made sure to have it on there. What happened last week? We didn't get to a lot of stuff.
We got I know we had a lot. We had a lot to cover.
Yeah, but that's kind of crazy that, I mean, Apple, I didn't read this real thoroughly, but basically it's on the A7, A8, and A8X processors that were on the 2013 and 2014 iPhone and iPads.
Right, and then I think I'd read on in, and there is a possibility of the next version, the A9. They're talking about looking at that one too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Too bad it couldn't be coming to Jacksonville State.
Alumni Research Foundation has also filed a second lawsuit against Apple for the same patent, accusing the company of using technology in the A9 and A9X chip found in the iPhone 6, 6S Plus. 6S Plus, and the iPad Pro. So
yeah, for the first 6 months, Apple averaged a daily net profit of $134 million.
And they're only getting $234 million?
Okay. Which means this judgment would account for 42 hours of profit.
That is stupid.
It's a drop in the bucket to Apple. But $234 million to a university is a big deal. And if it's
that needs to be a couple $1 billion.
No. But here's the thing, if it's the school's intellectual property, then Apple
2
needs to
weeks.
pay
2 weeks of profit. Give me 2 weeks of profit.
2 weeks of
That's not
profit.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 42 hours of profit is 100. No, what they're going to have to pay out right now, according to this, is 42 hours of profit, like Guru said.
Yeah, $234 million.
Yeah, they had originally asked for 862.
Yeah,
but they should have gotten it.
Absolutely. They later lowered their request to 400, and then they ended up getting that. Well, I guess they found.
This makes me think of not that I'm promoting watching it, but Horrible Bosses when they go to the guy and He's like, give me 80% stake in your company. And they're like, well, no. And he's like, okay, 3%. It's like, you're a horrible negotiator. That's not how this works.
They didn't learn from Donald Trump. You know, he has that book, The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I've never read it. But
They should have asked for, like, give us $18 billion. Okay, we'll take $10 billion.
Yep.
That still would have been a drop in the bucket.
The patent in question, titled Table-Based Data Speculation Circuit for Parallel Processing Computer.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, really.
No, really.
No, really.
Table-based data speculation circuit for parallel processing.
And it's
computer.
supposed to improve processor efficiency. It's a method. So that's what they're saying they were using it in their chip without.
So I'm curious, are they paying Method Man for?
Yeah. That's right.
I'm surprised this hasn't been covered in my class. I'm taking a distributed computing class this semester.
Maybe you should bring it up.
Maybe I should.
But that's distributed computing.
Yeah, well, we didn't talk about parallel processing
Well,
too.
there you go.
The semaphores and monitors and all that fun stuff.
Absolutely.
I know half the audience is like glazed over with that.
Yeah, they're already in bed.
So what's your next?
We're going to have to cover some rumors.
Oh, rumor time.
Yeah.
I can come up with some.
I'm sure you can and usually do. All right, Guru.
Gotta let it run in the background a little bit till it runs out.
So let's go ahead and start a running tally for Apple rumors.
Actually, the first one is not. Samsung to announce Galaxy S7 on January 19th.
Well, according to Apple, Samsung is Apple, so bing. No, go ahead. Say that again. I missed it.
Samsung is rumored to announce Galaxy S7 on January 19th. So 3 months away.
Only 3 months.
3 months away.
After everybody spent all their Christmas.
That's right.
That's kind of a bad time to release
think
new
so,
products.
too.
You know,
I don't know about that. That just seems odd.
We'll see. It's a rumor. It's a rumor. What about this? Asus reportedly is interested in making its own version of HoloLens.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
I did see something about
The
that.
Asus chair was recently interviewed by CNET. You know, and
didn't we watch a Periscope of him? Was that Asus or Acer that we watched? I think that was Asus. He's a pretty.
When are you talking about?
Didn't we watch a Periscope of him like months and months ago? Weren't they coming out with something? Anyways,
maybe.
But apparently they're in talks with Microsoft about making their own version of the HoloLens. It'd be the same technology, I guess, just their hardware. What it sounded like here, how I'm reading this. So
interesting.
Yeah, we'll see about that too.
Wonder if they paid for that development kit.
I don't know.
Hey, all you October 31st lovers, which is fun, but whatever, keep your eyeballs set up into space because a huge spooky asteroid's supposed to fly by.
Nice.
And they claim, well, once again, uncomfortably close to Earth.
Only 7 million miles away.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to, let's see, the estimated is between 950 to 2130 feet across.
Okay, how close is it coming to us? Does it say?
Yeah, let's see. Where was that?
Speed read.
Yeah, I know.
Is this really a rumor? I mean, because
it is a rumor. It's rumored to be. It's supposed to be coming, but it's rumored to be on the 31st.
Okay. I feel like they can calculate that stuff. You know, we got maths.
Oh, here we go. Sorry. Spooky is predicted to swoop in just over 300,000 miles from Earth.
So that's pretty close.
1.3 times the distance from the Earth to the moon.
Barely fit a moon between them.
Razor thin.
Razor thin. Oh, man. Next rumor.
How about this? I thought about this. This is actually, I just found this like during the last break because I thought about it the other week when I was coming to work, but I forgot. Anyway, we're getting close to November is coming, and November means Thanksgiving. And what happens after you go eat your Thanksgiving meal?
You go to sleep.
Watch football.
Some folks go to the store and get in line for the Black Friday specials.
Yeah. Those people.
So we're going to try to, over the next few weeks, try to find these Black Friday rumors, because there's sites that will find this stuff and post it, what's supposedly rumored.
So is there something out there already?
Yeah, there's some tech stuff already. There's other stuff, but we're not going to cover stuff like Harbor Freight. I know like my pastor loves Harbor Freight, but we're going to talk about technology stuff and not tools. But anyway, there's a leaked ad from Dell with several notebook computers, one being $149.
Wow.
Black Friday doorbuster special.
Is it any good?
It's a Dell Inspiron 14 3000 with a 14-inch screen with an Intel Celeron processor, 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gig eMMC HD display, and Windows 10 Home.
They are they're dumping old stuff.
You're getting what you pay for.
Yeah. But I mean, it would be okay.
Now here's some more in the same little ad.
If you want to surf the net.
Here's another one that's for $379. It's got a 5th gen Core i5 processor with Windows 10 Home, 4 gigs of RAM, a NVIDIA GeForce 820M 1 gig graphics card, 15-inch display.
That's not bad.
500 gig hard drive, $379. That's for a notebook.
Spending another $200 and upgrade it to what you need.
Well, I mean, 4 gigs for the average. If you're going to just do surfing on, that's more than enough.
Yeah, I guess.
Here's another one. This is a desktop bundle, $499 with a 4th gen Core i5 processor, Windows 10 Home, 12 gigs of memory, a terabyte hard drive, and a Dell 24-inch monitor included. The monitor's valued at $219.
Not bad.
It says total savings of $519. It was market value $1,019. They're selling it for $500.
And this is rumored.
This is rumor.
This is the rumor segment of the
Celeron processor. There's another desktop one for $349 that they're rumoring. This is it's apparently a paper ad, because this just keeps on going and going. It's like you can flip through it. So,
it sounds like it was leaked on purpose.
It may have been. I mean, they got some Alienware.
Somebody just couldn't hold it
There's
anymore.
some Alienware PCs in here. A couple $100 discount. They got a couple of the 2-in-1s. So, but anyway, so we're gonna keep watching this and see what other tech Black Friday rumors come out, and we'll keep you posted.
Very nice.
So Google Ventures CEO has come out.
This is a rumor.
No,
we're off.
Did you have something you wanted to add to the rumor segment?
Yeah. Kinda.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, we'll come back.
And this is where I'm creating a rumor.
Okay.
So
you're getting a phone
at the same time. No, at the same time, giving news. SolarWinds is going to be bought for $4.5 billion by a private equity firm, Silver Lake Partners. So what I found interesting out of this is that Silver Lake Partners owns, I forget how much of Dell, a good portion, and they are also the company that is helping Dell buy EMC. So what I'm rumoring is that you will see somehow Dell get SolarWinds eventually through this, because I mean they own a high interest in Dell, and Dell's buying EMC. This is kind of that whole enterprise thing.
Yeah, it fits the deal there.
It fits.
$4.5 billion with a B.
Yep. And
a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, and it's good software. So
what's SolarWinds for those who don't know?
I mean, they have a lot of monitoring software, but it'll do hardware monitoring,
like network
performance monitoring, alerts, tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons.
They're probably really proud of their price of their product too.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, you're looking, for middle of the road, dropping $20,000 for like an NPM. So. But I mean, it's important to have that stuff on enterprise level. So usually enterprises have that money.
Yeah, Bruce has probably got one at his house.
So there was my made
Okay.
up rumor.
That's a good
But
one.
It's I've called out rumors like this
Yes, you
before,
have.
and they have come to fruition. So
You heard it here first, folks.
Look, folks, you should just keep calm, all right? Don't worry about it, and share your DNA. Google Ventures
Yeah?
CEO says you should do that.
okay.
Shouldn't worry about your genetic privacy. You're standing in the way of technological breakthroughs that could drastically extend the human lifespan, according to Bill Maris, the CEO of Google Ventures. He goes on to say, if we keep our genetic information secret, then we all are going to die. I mean,
We're all going to die.
I know. That's earth-shattering news, Maris. I tell you right now. Wow.
I mean,
I know what you're probably going to say. I think I know what he goes on. This story goes on. Sorry, apologize. We leave our DNA everywhere we go, Maris points out. Whether it's a stray hair left on the floor or saliva remnants you used in your coffee
left
cup.
on a microphone.
Yeah. DNA carrying cells. And he's right about that.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing. Should this stuff be used without our knowledge or without our consent for any kind of project that they're
Without your consent, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand that. Yes, that is we could do a whole lot of stuff with that, but guess what? There's profit to be made, and that is
I got
my
the kicker.
information.
To me, this is the kicker.
So no.
This is whatever. If you believe this, fine and dandy.
Yep.
But I don't. Okay, I'm just
Okay.
going to go and throw this out. I don't believe this. I have reasons. Maris has previously claimed that research like that going on at Google Ventures can extend the human lifespan to 500 years.
Do what?
I mean, they could try.
When asked about that comment yesterday, he added that 500 years is a conservative estimate.
So
I just think
I've wanted to send my DNA in.
Yeah,
to
for a lot of reasons.
Well,
right?
well, I wanted to have. I don't know if you've ever.
They need to test
done
your
the-
intelligence. No,
They've
I mean
never
the
seen
fact.
anything
I mean the
higher.
fact that you're so intelligent, they need to test it to be amazed.
I've wanted to have the DNA art done.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to do that, but I just can't. And then I think the Ancestry.com stuff is really neat. Is the other one 23andMe, the other company?
You got me on this. I'm at a loss.
I've heard of that company. I'm not sure what they do.
They originally, well, I won't say originally, but they were doing DNA testing. I was going to say what I guess made them famous is that the FDA didn't really approve some of the claims they were making. Let us go through your DNA. We'll find out what diseases you're predisposed to because of your genetic makeup. So you can kind of already be, on the lookout for those type things. And I mean, I think it's super interesting the stuff that they could possibly do with that. But the fact is, there's money to be made.
Yeah,
you can control somebody over that. So think of insurance companies. If they get all that information, well, you're a little too high risk. We can't make enough money.
That
off
was
of
actually
you.
discussed in this.
And just because you are maybe you have a higher chance doesn't mean you're going to
Maybe
get
a
it.
risk for some future diseases could cause insurers to reject claims for the
absolutely.
medical treatment. That's one example.
Everybody wants to be in a no risk business.
Yeah. The other thing is people are concerned that the blueprints to their bodies and minds could be sold to the highest bidder, or that this information that they might not completely understand could be used against them by big corporations.
Oh
like-
yeah, why should I
mean,
pay you when I can just make another you? And
well,
I
mean,
own that. I own that you.
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's a little sci-fi far-fetched there, but
The future's now.
I know. Okay, here we go. But one last thing to wrap this particular part up here. He called this whole thing of it life-extending technology. He calls it redistribution of health. I mean, come on.
Oh, sure.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
Does that mean you also get the unhealthy parts?
I guess. Nah, I don't know. I don't know where that's going. I know where he wants to take it, but it just seems It seems outlandish in a way, but I'm not going to get too deep into that. But I have a biblical reason why I don't believe that.
Sure,
that's possible. Yeah. I just do. So take it for what it's worth, I guess. Anyway,
well,
I guess we're going to cut to break here a little bit earlier than we normally do, and we'll just get that time back on the other side for our picks. And we got a few more things left. We got Overclock Stack and
Hack of the Week.
Hey Techies Show. Be right back.
If you missed it live, then catch the Hey Techies Rewind, Sundays at noon.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Gamecock Auto Spa, part of the Extreme Auto Spa family of car washes located at 1011 Pelham Road South in Jacksonville, is ready to clean your car and get it back to looking like new. Gamecock Auto Spa offers different washes with a foam bath, tire cleaner, clear coat sealer, wheel cleaner, and much more at affordable prices. JSU students, military, and senior citizens receive a special deal with a valid ID. For more information, the number is 256-403-0905. Gamecock Auto Spa, a proud patron of WLJS.
Looking to cure that sweet tooth of yours? Mad Hatter Cupcake Shop is now proudly serving the Jacksonville area at their new location at 16 Public Square on the Square. Mad Hatter is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 9 p.m. and they are closed on Sunday and Monday. For additional information, be sure to check out their Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Mad Hat Cupcakes, and their website, www.madhatcakes.com.
Jacksonville Tan is a proud patron of WLJS, serving Jacksonville and surrounding areas since 1987. At their location at 115 Francis Street East, next to Walgreens. Jacksonville Tan knows a thing or two about healthy glow, offering 16 tanning beds and virtually no wait times. A great tan is never out of the question. For more info, call them at 256-435-1770.
Jacksonville Bookstore offers supplies for school all throughout the year. From books to binders, pencils to scantrons, Jacksonville Bookstore has it all. They are open Monday through Saturday with convenient hours and location on 302 Mountain Street Northwest in Jacksonville. To find out more, like them on Facebook or call 256-435-7407. Jacksonville Bookstore, a proud patron of WLJS.
Celebrating 40 years of great college radio from Jacksonville State University. Hey folks, this is Bill Bussey, better known as Bubba from the Rick and Bubba Show, and I was on the air here from 1980 to on and off till about 1989. Don't do the math on that. You're listening to WLJS, Jacksonville, Alabama.
Welcome back to the Hey Techies Show.
Can you name that tune, Bruce?
I could until you asked me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, The Power of Love. Yeah. Huey Lewis and the News. From an important pop culture thing that happened this week. Movie.
Oh, Back to the Future.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
Are we going over This Week in Tech?
By the way, we're going over This Week in Tech
let me
history.
Guess.
Yeah, go ahead and guess.
Man, a lot of stuff. Not only did a lot of stuff happen
a lot of stuff did
in
happen.
1985, I mean, you had Back to the Future, which I don't know if we're going to go over with that. You had the Mac PowerBook come out. Blockbuster came out. The NES came out.
And Bruce needs to do this segment now.
I want to say something.
You're just coming off of a bunch of stuff.
The light bulb. I mean,
the light
bulb. Well, that
bulb.
didn't happen in 1985, but that happened this week.
Light bulb?
You had Marconi's send.
What's your guess? What's your guess?
I don't want to go with Apple because that's too obvious for you.
You never know. I may try to trick you.
We're not going to do Back to the Future because that's expected. I'm either going to go with NES or Blockbuster.
All right, October 21st, 2015. This year. That was yesterday.
What day was the 21st in 85?
Let me go and finish. You've already given your
Was
guess.
it a Sunday?
No.
Then it's Blockbuster.
No. October 21st, 2015.
Oh, 2015.
Yeah, that's this year.
I was
That was yesterday.
I'm saying 1985.
No.
Was
it was
October 21st?
October 21st, 1985, or not 2015.
He's got him all messed up, folks.
That was yesterday.
Yes.
Was Back to the Future Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
For those of you who have been under a rock or maybe wasn't alive in 85, but when that I guess it's really the second part of Back to the Future. But anyway, that's when Dr. Brown and Marty McFly, played by Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox,
In a movie,
yes, they went. They took the DeLorean to Wednesday, October 21st, 2015 at 4:29 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's This Week in Tech History this year. And seriously, I'm gonna post an article where people. This is from the Nerdist. I've gotten stuff from them before, but it's predictions that they got right and wrong from. Well, excuse me, Gizmodo articles.
We're just like the 100,000th show that mentioned this.
Yeah,
period. It was so covered. Yesterday.
It's kind of cliche because everybody's covering it, but this is what they got right and what they didn't get right. Smart homes, they did get that right somewhat. FaceTime video calling, they got it right about super accurate weather, which some people can debate that. Newspapers are still a thing.
Yeah.
In 2015, and that was the USA Today.
Right. Yeah, just barely.
Yeah, wearables. That's the thing. That's become very popular.
Man, still don't have dry clothing. Clothing automatically drying. Don't have that yet.
Yeah,
so.
They don't have the drying mode.
Yeah.
Well, they got
the picture-in-picture or millions of channels with nothing
Snap
on.
and it's cold.
Yeah, we got that.
There's some things they got wrong. No flying cars. No hoverboard.
Well, they're just not everywhere.
Not a little sleep gadget you can put your. Doc Brown puts the girlfriend to sleep.
Yes.
Self-adjusting clothes. We don't have that. Nike did have a prototype of the power laces.
They're coming out next year.
Yeah. No dehydrated food. We don't have time travel. I mean, you can read this. It's a pretty good article. But that was, but I have to make.
Well, we would have had time travel in '85.
There is a line here about putting people to sleep.
But Toyota
involves Bill Cosby.
I'm gonna put another. I'm gonna put another link.
Can't do it. Sorry, Guru. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put another link out here. Toyota kind of got into this. Toyota.com/out-of-time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I saw some of those.
Yeah, just watch the videos and look at that. It's pretty neat. But I have a confession to make. That's not This Week in Tech History. I did that just to be funny.
What is it?
This Week in Tech History is actually October 19th, 1985.
That would have been Blockbuster.
The first Blockbuster opens in Dallas, Texas. That's This Week in Tech
David
History.
Cook.
And there's still about 50, I think, in existence.
Is there that many? Well, Dish Network ultimately purchased Blockbuster. I'm not sure when, but they spent $228 million.
EchoStar, good old EchoStar.
Yeah, but that's really This Week in Tech History. I couldn't resist the Back to the Future Day stuff.
Oh, I thought, man, I missed it.
All right. So on to Hack of the Week.
Hack of the Week.
Thank you, Guru. That
was I used like 5 minutes for that. I'm sorry.
No, it's excellent. Very
so
good. Hack of the Week.
So the chief of the CIA, John Brennan, his AOL email account was hacked by a bunch of crackers with attitude. That's the name of the hacking group. So basically, how they did this, if you don't know, good old AOL is owned by the evil Verizon.
Okay, all right.
And well, that's how they did it. So they got a Verizon employee's employee number. Were able to log in, get his last four of his credit card number. With that, they were able to reset his email password, and then get into his email. So, this is one of those things when companies merge. Do they think about stuff like this? Are there cross checks for that? And why are you a government official talking about anything remotely having to do with any bit of your job?
Yeah.
I think at that point, all your emails should go, period. That should be the only email address you're allowed to correspond on, period. You're a public official. That means, you've given up some of your privacy. Just stuff that's marked unclassified can be deleted.
Unless you have your own email server.
That's what I say. I mean, can't you have your own email server in a bathroom somewhere at a tech firm? No?
And you can wipe it down with a cloth.
With a cloth, yeah.
So,
ClintonEmail.com.
Yep. So WikiLeaks is going to be posting some of his personal emails.
I'm sure they are.
So, well, I mean, I think this is great. It puts a spotlight on, but I'm sure some of those people in that group are going to be banned.
Well, now let's get to our overclock stack.
Overclock stack. Ready to go.
Let's see how many we can get in this.
I don't know.
6 minutes here.
Ready to go.
Woman tosses Apple computer that turns out to be worth $200,000. Yes, sir. Recycle Center in Silicon Valley watched a woman drop off an old Apple computer. Hey, that turned out to be the Apple One.
Oh, wow.
A Apple One guru that, as many people know, was personally built by Steve Jobs, Wozniak, and Ron Wayne.
Steve Jobs didn't do crap.
Jobs, Wozniak, and Wayne built about 200 first generations. They assembled them in 76, and this was one of 200.
Oh, wow.
And she didn't know. Her husband died, and she just thought it was a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So federal agents will no longer use Stingray cell phone trackers without warrants. So notice that I said federal agents. All local police agencies will still be able to use it. If you don't know what a Stingray is, it's basically a false cell phone antenna that they can use to gather all the local cell phones in range, all the data. Of course, there's some workarounds to this. If anybody's life is immediately in danger, or if it's all these exceptional circumstances, they don't have to get a court order. And if they're working closely with local authorities, they have to get a court order. But yeah, we'll see.
All right. Google will basically pay your business to switch to Google Apps for business. So what this is basically if you're a business and you're using Office 365 and you're kind of locked into that year,
yes,
yeah,
they will pay you what you still have left on the Microsoft 365 to switch to Google Apps for business.
It's like phone companies trying to pay out your phone for you to come to them.
Google currently sells this service for $50 a year or $5 per user per month.
Yep.
So there you go.
Well,
this robot uses artificial brain cells to navigate like human. Researchers in Singapore simulated 2 types of cells known to be used for navigation in the brain, the so-called place and grid cells. They showed they could enable a small-wheeled robot to find its way around. Rather than simulate the cells physically, they created a simple 2-dimensional model of the cells in software. The artificial grid cells could provide an adaptive and robust mapping and navigation system, according to the researchers. Neural networks were actually very loosely inspired by the brain, according to this article. The work is significant because it shows the potential for having machines mimic core complex activity in the brain.
YouTube launches $10 a month ad-free video and music plan called Red. Do not confuse that with a different site, which I do not know why they are calling this YouTube Red.
No. It should not be
so it will be $10 a month. It will have, like I said, it'll be ad-free. And if you purchase it through Apple's iTunes, it will cost $13 a month, since Apple takes their 30% cut.
Sticking it to them.
So this is kind of to, they're trying to just give you more choices more of those $10 a month to where it adds up to your current bill. So they're trying to give these different performers and creators their own paid for outlet that doesn't have to be supported by ads. Granted, that they still plan on that being their main form of revenue.
All right, this is barely tech, but a guy worked at a Kmart in Naperville, Illinois from the late 80s to the early 90s. He has uploaded a collection of the background music from the Kmart stores from that time, because back then they had to send in cassette tapes. So he's taken all his cassette tapes, which he kept. They're supposed to destroy them after each month, but he kept them. They've been sitting in his house collecting dust, so he digitized them all and put them online. They're available at archive.org, so we'll put a link if you want to take a spin back in time to the elevator music. I guess it was in the Kmart stores back in the 80s.
Yeah, I read that thing. That's pretty cool.
It's very interesting.
Oh,
one of my friends shared this with me, so I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Last one, Microsoft buys 5th Israeli Company of the Year. So if you're keeping tabs on that, it's pretty interesting. We'll have it in the show notes. It's pretty interesting who they're buying up. And one of them, by the way, I didn't realize this, was the Intrigue, which made the technology behind the Surface Pen. So, Guru, what's your pick?
All right, my pick is, I found this several weeks ago, but it's a YouTube video, and Google produced this video. It's about how they protect your data. It's more, the physical security of like their data centers. So that's only about a 3-minute video. So we'll put a link in the show notes. Pretty interesting.
What's yours?
Mine is the Eventbrite app. I'm sure it's available for iPhone, but it's definitely available for Android. I will be using it tomorrow to check in at the event I'm going to. But you can also sign up for recommendations for events around you. So if you're like, oh, there's nothing to do, you can even tell it, price-wise what you're looking for or things that you're interested in. But I have opted out of a lot of those alerts, and I can just still go on the app and see what's around me. But hold your tickets, allows you to sign up for things, and just be aware of events around you.
Mine is the Internet Archive. I don't know if you ever remember this, but the Wayback Machine.
I like the Wayback
there's
Machine.
going to be a modernized Wayback Machine in 2017, according to an article that showed up on The Verge and many other places. So this is interesting because they have amassed or preserved 19 years of web's history. And it's pretty neat. I actually went back at one time. I was helping one of the people around here to go back and get some of their data or see what some of their data was, and they were able to go back and look at some of the text on their page years ago. It says the existing resources already offers over, get this, 439 billion captures of web content. Man. Well, hey, that's going to do it for us tonight on the Hey Techies Show, but
thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for listening. And don't forget, you can still reach us during the week. We have social media that you can connect with us during the week, and you can still send us questions at Hey Techies Show all during the week. So from all of us to all of you, have a fabulous evening. Hey Techies Show.
The Hey Techies Show is produced by Mike Stedham and co-produced by The Guru. Station manager is Billy Dunn. Join us again next time for another exciting installment of the Hey Techies Show. It's gonna be great, maybe.